Hello, good nooning. It's time for more demos. Yay! Who's sick? Who in the audience is excited? The the handful of views who watched this video and not finished the video. Anyways, it's more demo time. Uh, I want this. Well, I mean, I want to do an intro for each thing, but I can't assume that the demo I'll be playing is gonna be a short one. It might be a long one. So, well, the only important thing is we're rolling, obviously. So, let's see what game will be today. 16. I don't know what that one is. Oh, let's just see what that is. Uh, KARANEKO. I don't know what this one is actually. I kind of have an idea what most of these games are. I kind of forgot what KARANEKO is, so let's just open it up. Hopefully it is a fun game. Oh, nope. Alright, so it's been 2 months, like nearly 2 months since I recorded this. Um, I initially thought I was just gonna record this demo and then release it. Cause I took a good amount of time on this demo. But I just felt like just uploading the demo wouldn't do this game justice. But at the same time, I can't, I just have a lot of things to say about it. Rather than space it out with not a 2 hour. The video itself was gonna be like an hour. But I feel like, well, it's probably better just to make like a review thing, right? Because Karaneko, this is the logo. It's like this thing. Karaneko is it's there's good aspects to it. One, I thought I did finish it. I thought I couldn't finish it, and I was just like, well, look, I couldn't finish it, but and I'll just do the same thing. I'll talk about the thing at the end, with the Steam page, and then I was just like, oh yeah, that's it. Okay, upload it. But then it just felt bad. Then I was like, this is not gonna be a good review or a good video to watch. So I was like, okay, no, we're not doing that. What we're gonna do, I'm just gonna make a comprehensive review of this Karaneko game. And why? I mean, I guess there's also this part. Okay, so why did I take so long to release this vid? Well, one, I already said a couple things. I wanted to release a good video about this game. I mean, like a better video than what I usually do, because I don't expect I mean, there's a lot of demos, but some demos are just like, I'm just gonna release this vid and show it off, and like maybe developers will launch it, maybe somehow the algorithm will be nice to me and give it to someone else, but like I usually just fucking throw it and see, you know, maybe it'll get some attention. I'll, I'll be honored to have people like find out about a demo because of me. I'm just a fucking guy on the internet, man. But like, cause so I checked recently, and Karaneko still doesn't have anything, and well, I want Nakota. There's an explanation point in the credits, but I want. Whoops, where the fuck are you doing? Sorry. Oh man, what is going on? I want Nakota to have like attention, because from what I've seen in the game, there's like a lot of effort. I don't want their effort to be wasted. I want them to finish a demo. I want them to fix some of the like problems I have, and I want this game to be, I just want to see it, but I can't express that kind of stuff if I just uploaded an hour gameplay of me just fucking around, and like by the end I just like stopped saying a lot of stuff. I was just trying to finish the demo rather than like engage in it, like engage like how I was engaging it in the beginning. So this is for Nakota. Whoops, it's for you. Also for anyone who also watches this video, um, I want you to play it, and I want you to give some attention to this game. I personally didn't have the best time with this game, but I can appreciate what it was trying to do. And I will explain right now. It's time for the first official part of KARANEKO. So, Gintro is very interesting. I mean, so we start off with a very, very different uh it's like this whole intro is a way different tone than like the entirety of the demo, which I assume will come to play when the game actually comes out. Because first we get introduced to a divine mother, which is, I assume, just like a god, like the main god, like of all things. And then the divine mother let an apocalypse happen because there was apparently corrupt people and all this one. And from this apocalypse, they this new thing called Velkars started appearing, which came from this apocalypse, and then they became their own gods as well as the divine mother. So we have Vigoya, which is like god, the god of knowledge, which knowledge comes from someone called the wise one. We have Ryujin, which is the god of life. And so the final Velkar god is Nanova, which is the god or goddess of love. And these three gods apparently rule their own region. And, well, we won't find out what it means until, well, the game finishes and other chapters come out. So, let's just continue on to the beginning of the actual game. So, in the beginning of the official chapter 0, we get introduced to our little brother called Nayan, who, well, obviously, well, I don't have experience of siblings, but, so we, have a little, like, sibling rivalry because apparently the protagonist, who is Karam, is a very good gamer. But what game exactly? It's a Toho clone. So this gets me to the first interesting part about this game, where they like making references to, like, what, like, they're inspired by it. So there's a Toho reference because this game is a bullet hell. And another aspect that this mini game shows is that there's a lot of mini games in this game. So this game is a bullet hell RPG where there's also just kind of mini games along the side. Well, it's strange, but what can I say? So this prologue, I do really like. I mean, I like the interactions between Karam and Nayan, because I find their like sibling like relationship pretty cute. Like, I got attached to these characters, and like Karam being like a responsible older brother for Nayan, because, well, it's kind of implied when you go into the closet, but there's some tragedy which I assume is related to the Day of Reckoning that occurred to your parents. And, well, now it's just you and your older brother who lives in this house. But we also kind of get like a bigger understanding when we go outside to the store, and we find out that there's a, even though it seems normal on the surface, we can see that peeps, like some of Karam's friends, have been affected as well by this whatever apocalypse Day of Reckoning stuff. And we get to a couple of weird scenes. So there's this like one little like dialogue where you interact with some like CD or DVD or game disc on the side of the store, and they we can see that they definitely have a lot of inspiration for Amori, and this gives I'll talk about Amori and how it relates to this game much later, but it's giving me a hint of like, okay, so they like Amori a lot. That's great, but So we get to this scene where we meet like a former friend of ours who is, angry because of what we did after our parents died, because well, we are being kind of a little selfish, and we decided to like completely change our lives and focus on our brother rather than leaving our old friend group behind and stuff. Yeah, and it's a dramatic scene and all that. It's just that so this is a tutorial for like the fighting system, and so I get it's trying to be Toho. It wants to be, it wants to be RPG that uses Toho, but it's not Undertale. It's more Toho like, because you attack with like it's like an attack button, and you have to aim your projectiles and stuff, like more Toho like, and that's just dodging like Undertale. But it's just not good. It's like pretty bad. It really put me off on fighting, because well, it's an RPG, and most of RPGs are fights, and if you're not gonna put a good fight, then like that's kind of bad. And then for it just to end immediately after you beat him up, no dialogue, no nothing. It's just like, well, you beat this guy up and he was angry at you. Well, all right, time to go back to your younger brother. So my biggest gripe about this game is that the pacing is inconsistent, because it keeps going between slow sections, and then like we get quickly through another section, and then we have another slow section. Later on, another quick section, and then we're back to being slow again. So like we get exposition when we go outside, and then right as we get into it, it just immediately ends when you fight the when you finish the tutorial, and then like you're right back into the brother section. Like I like the outside section. I like to like understand the world we're in, because just from the intro we know a lot has happened, but immediately we're just like, okay, well, the important stuff is that you need to get close with your brother, because that's going to be the main thing of this game. I understand that we need to have a good connection for a little brother, because well, he's like one of the most important characters, at least to the game and to Karakum. But you also need to have at least a little bit of building along with it, because well, I understand that we don't want to take too long on dwelling on whatever's going on, but I feel like it's kind of mismatched. Not mismatched. I feel like there should be a better balance of understanding the relationship between the protagonist and his brother, and also understanding the protagonist's relationship to the world and his old friend group. And I feel like that's lost, because well, we can't dwell on it too long. I feel like for reasons I don't understand well yet, there could be that there's more to this than we think, and then also like there's more to the story. There's a much deeper part to the story, but also, well, we need to, we don't want to take too long. We want to get into the actual game where we get transported into a new world. It's like isekai and all that stuff. We don't know why. We just interacted with a television, and now we are in a academy. And because of we're in a new world by ourselves, that means that our little brother is missing, and now that's the main goal of this game. We want to find our little brother. Part two. Uh, the academy. Just pretend I spelled academy, okay? So this is what I mean by the pacing as well, because so we're in this new world, right? And we find out our house has just been turned into some academy, or at least like a dorm. And well, what sucks is that, well, somewhat interesting, we don't really dwell in this world. We don't like, surprisingly. So yes, we get taken to a new world. We meet new people, and then we have two like teammates, and we did have this like one battle and another tutorial, but it's so short. This whole section's so short, because well, this isn't the game is. We're not gonna stay in this world. Yes. So the main game actually is not with those two people you just saw earlier. The main game introduces a new character called Yorim. Urim, sorry. So you might have seen a cat walking around when in the original world where we came from. So its name was Urim, and turns out, so in a world inside a world, we meet our cat, or at least someone with the name of our cat, which is coincidentally a cat girl. And so we can see that we are definitely in a Mori inspired world this time, because the fantasy world, the academy world, well, it's just his home. So it's just his home, and then there's like some wizardry stuff. But now we are in like a sub world from the original world we came from, and it's very dream space like. If you know what a Mori is, it's like the first area, which is just a forest. And now this is the main side, like the main sidekick of our story, because if you look at the Steam page, you can see it's Karam and then the cat girl Urim. So just from that, I assume a lot of the game is going to take place here, which is I don't know what to think about it, because, well, it's just a Mori again at this point, because like we don't know what this world is, and well, it's very like, at least with like the academy, there's like magic involved, and like, yeah, that's fantasy. But when we get to this third world, there's like living vegetables, there's tiny animals that speak to you, you know very dreamlike, like a very dreamlike area. And I get it, you're inspired by Omori, but like, it's you only spent like 20 minutes in the academy world, and the rest of the demo, at least I assume the rest of the demo takes place here, where you get closer with Yoram. We still don't know if they're our cat or not, but they're just here, and they are giving us a tour of this new world. And well, New World's, it's not like it's not interesting. Like the style wise, it's pretty good. I like, I would love to live here. I love the little, I love all the trees, all the stuff, or whatever. There's a lot of people in this world too, so like, kind of implies that this has like been a long-lived world. It is not something that has been created recently. And well, interesting and all. I don't. It just gives me like mixed feelings of what the tone this game is trying to, like. Again, it's trying to be a Mori. It's a cute game on like the surface, where like the RPG elements are. It's a cute game, and then there's like this deeper thing going on, which I assume we get on to later chapters rather than now. And like, it's like, I know it's gonna go deep, and it's gonna go all dark and shit, and with all like the god exposition, apocalypse, and all that stuff. We didn't even know what happened in the apocalypse, but like, I I'm just like, I don't know what to expect from this game, because at the current moment, I'm just walking around with my cat, and having not we're not really having fun. I don't know if because Karan doesn't really talk at this moment. He's just kind of walking around. You know, he was having fun in the beginning. Now he's looking for his missing brother, but now he's just walking around with some cat girl, and this cat girl is gonna be really relevant. So Yoram, I don't like her very much. Well, one, uh, the way they like build her character is not the best, because, well, I get that she was like lonely, and then she built this whole like world. She made her own home. She built signs. She built bridges. She's like the creator of her like land. But like, it kind of like, after like the fourth thing, like the fourth exposition of what she's made, it does get kind of annoying. And again, it just slows this part down because like first world we get introduced to our character and like the real world, and like we get interested in that, and then suddenly we get taken to the uh like another dimension, another parallel world where your home is now an academy. We barely got into that, and now we're taking a very long time understanding this world, which I assume we're gonna stay at for a long time. And it just like I don't know how I would fix this, because I get that we need to understand this world, and they're trying to keep up appearances. Like, oh, this is a cute world, and like, your cat is here. Or I still don't know yet. Um, and like, sooner or later we'll find out that this like area is like there's something lingering. There's something bad about this world, and that's why it was like locked up and shit. But this is just chapter zero. This is like the hook. This is like supposed to get me interested into the game, but like it's really hard to get like a good grasp of what this game is trying to be, because with Amori, we started off with the cute world, and then we find out that this is just a dream, the dream world. And then we get to the real world, and then we understand more of what Amori, or the actual protagonist, Sunny, is. But for in this one, we start off in the real world already with all our memories of everything we know, and then suddenly we are taken to a new world, like, and then we just kind of have to like sideline. You have to sideline what we just learned about this world and this protagonist, and then like, well, now we're in like fantasy land, and well, I can't just forget about what we learned. So in this new the world we're gonna stay at, we finally get properly introduced into what the combat is, and oh man, is it rough? Well, at least with the tutorial, it was kind of bad. Well, it was just bad because, well, it was just like really slow, and like it just kind of took too long. And then now we have a little bit more like interaction. So we have like a magical stick that is just a projectile that you have to pick up because, well, you haven't learned magic. I assume later on we'll have a proper wand, but at the moment, what we have kind of sucks, and like that kind of sucks. It does suck, and it's just not fun to deal. I get that we can't start off OP. I don't know. It's I have no idea how I would like improve this, but and because there's so many like random encounters. This is like a random encounter system rather than like avoiding enemies. So while you're exploring this world, you're suddenly gonna get into a battle with some creature, animal, vegetable, whatever, and it gives us like a talking. You can talk to whatever enemy you are fighting, and rather than giving us like a action we could do, it's just a bunch of dialogue options. It's really hard to like know which dialogue option is like gonna pacify the enemy if you can even do it. So it's just kind of a useless option at the moment because why would I talk? I think it's like much easier to just like kill the enemy, even if they are a cute animal. Well, because it's a random encounter, and also kind of brings down Yurim as a character because apparently she's a fucking menace. She just keeps killing animals and cute creatures and all that stuff. Like, why am I supposed to like her? And now we reach to a caveat. So we were supposed to go down this bridge, and it tells us to go down the bridge and take a left. And as you saw, I think I think that's where the demo ends because there is no way to go up the bridge. It's useless at the moment, and this kind of made me a little livid because so you didn't put a proper ending to the demo. You just kind of just stopped this, or You just like, oh well, you can't get through this bridge. You don't give me a congratulation or thanks for playing my demo. You just kind of, for like a good 10 minutes, I was just walking around desperate to finish this demo. I just wanted to finish it, but like, I don't know, maybe it was the wrong bridge, but I don't see any other bridge. I spent a long time trying to look for it, and that looks like it's the only bridge that's possible and that exists in this world. So I just have to assume that's where the demo ends, and that sucks because I wanted to see this through, but like that's where we have to end it at. Well, okay. So let's get to the bottom of this. Let's conclude what at least KARANEKO means to me. Yeah, I spent too long summarizing my points, so I will leave this video if you want to see gameplay of it, and then I will have the condensed TLDR of me talking about how important this game is to me in the other one. So watch the next video if you want to, or don't. You can hate me. Tee.